I did a video on weak husbands, and so I thought it was only fair that I do one on wives also. And it would be titled Rebellious Wives versus weak wives. Because the problem with wives is not when they're weak, it's when they are not staying within the guidelines God gives them. So I did a little biblical research. I urge you to do the same. I found just the general concepts in 1 Peter 3, and it says that you, a woman, is to have a gentle and quiet spirit. Gentle and quiet. And there's a reason for that. God designs men, he designs women, he makes men very aggressive because he knows what men are like and how they're going to act, and he wants you quiet and submissive because you are the partner to the man. He doesn't want two very strong beating heads kind of personalities together. He wants a support person and then a person who's going to go out and face the world. So women, take a look at yourselves. Are you of a gentle, meek, quiet spirit, or are you a thought? Are you a liberated feminist woman who acts like a man? Because the MGTOWs have a point when they say feminist women are beta males. You're never going to be a man, and you're never going to be as strong as a man. So why would you even try? Men are constantly in competition with other men, including beta males, and he will have no respect for you. The thing that men respect in a woman is a woman who is very womanly, feminine, meek and gentle spirit. So that's a generality of theirs. Now, I had to look back at my advice that if your husband is not keeping his side of the contract, you withdraw. And that would be my way. That is not the only way. But the whole contract supposes that you two are believers. And the word also says that a woman who is married submits to her husband, even when he's being disobedient to the word. Now you have to look at the context of the Bible in general. The Bible is not written for non-believers. The Bible is written for believers. And if he's being disobedient, you have to look at that with some common sense. Does that mean if he becomes an unbeliever? I don't think so. If he's being disobedient in something small, say he's not tithing, I can see where you would still be the meek, quiet example to him. But again, with a contract, he's got to keep his side of it. And I found an interesting verse in 1 Peter 3:7 that says he is to give honor to you as his wife because you are the meek and quiet spirit. So if your husband's not giving honor to you, to me that would be maybe one of those disobediences that may drive you to withdraw. But that's not all. You know, I said in other videos, he's to provide spiritual leadership. He is to provide a home for you. I'm talking about big disobediences. So one little thing, like he's not rolling the toilet paper the way you all agreed or something, is not a big enough issue for you to split a marriage. Because the Lord looks upon you splitting a marriage very strongly. What God has put together, let no man tear asunder. Okay? In 1 Timothy 2, the whole point of believing and a fruit of being a believer is a peaceful and quiet life. So if you all are not creating a peaceful and quiet life for yourselves, then you are not being obedient to the Father's plan for you. Keep that in mind. If you've got a husband who is laying around all day and you have a roof leaking and you guys are hungry, that's not a peaceful and quiet life. Titus 2:5 says that you are to be kind and submissive. So you're to be kind to your husband. You are to, I I put it in my modern terms, be a cheerleader for him. Nobody else is. He's competing with other men in stressful situations all the time. So you are to be his cheerleader. Be kind to him. Be supportive. Have that nice, safe home for him to come home to. I found something else interesting in Colossians 3, because 3:18 says, submit to your husbands. We got that, of course. When you make that contract, you're accepting him as your protector and your provider. So of course you would want to be submissive to him. He's watching out for you. This is your guardian right here. But 19 says, love your wives, be not bitter against them. So see, to me, if your husband doesn't honor you and he's bitter against you, those are the kind of signs, those are the kind of things that would point to you that he's not keeping his part of the contract, as well as the bigger issues we've already discussed. Now, 2 Corinthians, everyone quotes it, I've already quoted it, be not unequally yoked. And I read back through it, and it is in the context of you, it says, why would Jesus have anything to do with Belial? Why would you, as someone with the light in you, yoke yourself to someone from the world with darkness in them? To me, that's a whole nother matter, because you have disobeyed Yah in marrying someone like that. And I have not looked into, I'm not a pastor, like I said, whether you would still submit unto that husband because you picked a wrong husband. And 1 Corinthians says bad company ruins good morals. So if you've yoked yourself to an unbeliever, there's a chance he's going to change you, and you don't want to do that. So it's triply important that you look at marriage and the contract very strongly before you look at who you're trying to yoke yourself to. I do know a couple who had made their marriage contract not on the romantic Disney love, but just on an agreement that they wanted to be married and have a family, and they were both believers. And their marriage has gone on as long, almost as pastors of mine. So your marriage does not have to have the, romantic love side of it. It can be based on mutual respect, shared plans, and dedication to the Father. Okay, so rebellious wives, you may have bitterness, you may have resentment, you may have anger issues from something in your past, your parents, something you experienced. Try not to use them against the one person in the world who dedicated his life to you. Keep all your kindness, your love, your concern, your support for that one person. And don't excoriate him and punish him and make him suffer, because all of that is in disobedience to Yah. You are to have a meek and submissive spirit, and you are to create a peaceful, quiet life for the two of you. And if you're not, you're just as disobedient to Yah as a husband who's not keeping his side. And again, remember how I said in my last video, you work on yourselves. Both of you work on improving yourselves. You can do it with each other or with a more mature person in Christ to get rid of, rebuke, cast off the things of the world that are pulling you away from the Lord. And women, look to Proverbs 31 to be the model for you to recreate yourself in Christ. Thanks for watching, y'all. I hope this stuff has been instructional and helpful to you. Get in your word. Do not take my word for it. I'm not a pastor. Even if a pastor tells you things, be a Berean. Go to your word and see what God says about these things. All right, shalom. Bless you.